Thank you for joining me on today's edition of Flipside. And something is a word is, let me just say, it's a trend now. Many people talk about it, and that's the word side hustle. Now, yes, we all need money. We're trying to make a lot of dough, and there's this struggle for more going on right now. But is it really safe? Is it healthy? Is it a healthy practice? Many people have a side hustle, many more thinking about which particular thing they would use as their new side hustle, and some others don't even know what side hustle is about. But on today's edition of this program, Flipside, we will be talking about the side hustle trend, and we will look at all of these questions I'm sure will be coming up in your mind, like what should you do if you need one, and moreover, if you have to have one, is it really wise at this time with all the many social issues going on around? And if you must, how do you manage to blend the time for your main job, your side hustle, your family life, your social life, and every other aspect of your life that needs to be handled with as much attention and care and time that you need? My name is Daisy Leo Asikidi, and today we'll be talking about the side hustle trend. But before you meet my guest, I'll go on a break, and when I come back from that break, we will get talking.
Yes, it is.
And it calls for celebration.
Exactly.
Come Sunday, the 12th of April 2020, Independent Television and Radio will be delighting the Christian community once again with the East Agbedu Unparalleled.
Ooh la la.
Everything is working for my sake. Let's go, come. Children of God. Now, from the grapevine, dance and win a goat.
Goats? Really? I will be there live.
Bag of rice and other fantastic prizes in various competitions.
Okay. You out there, be a part of the fun.
Music to be supplied by El Shaddai Gospel Band and DJ Ultimate.
Remember, it's a family party.
Date, Sunday 12th April 2020.
Time, 11 a.m. Start.
Venue, ITV Radio Corporate Office, Glass House, Airport Road, Benin City.
Gate fee, 500 naira per head.
This program is partly sponsored by Scottish Post Limited, number 62, Arosa Street, off First East Secular Road, Benin City.
And supported by Uyi Technical Limited, dealers in all kinds of quality generators, spare parts, grinding machine, and pepper mill, number 79. 81 and 83 Mission Road, Benin City.
God's Time Investment, AC House, 65B, Mission Road, opposite Cook Road Junction, Benin City. For sales of AC compressors, evaporators, fans, and condensers.
Jonasco Technical Company Limited, JJ Owa Junction, off Upper Mission Extension, Ute Quarters, Benin City.
Edo Abroad Educational Services Limited, for 2 to 4 years post-study visa to work and remain. Suite 35, Ede Shopping Plaza, Airport Road, and 133 Agbo Road by Agbo Park, Benin City.
Nament Energy Limited, 51 Akenswa Street, near Olivia Waters, Benin City. For sales of cooking gas and cylinders.
Mother Care Shop, Mama Oyoyo, for genuine baby things at affordable price. Head office, 130 Upper Forestry Road. Branch office, 28 New Lagos Road, Benin City.
East Agbedu Unparalleled. Jesus is the reason for the season.
Party after party. Party after party after party.
The National Sports Festival is here again. athletes from the 36th state of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory, will be hosted in Benin City, Edo State, from March 22nd to April 2nd, 2020. In keeping with the tradition, independent television and radio will commence the countdown to the National Sport Festival tagged Edo 2020, where updates will be brought to you during the 2-week Marathon Sports Festival from Monday to Friday. Use this opportunity to advertise your goods and services for maximum profit. For booking and inquiries, contact these numbers: 0803-391-0879, 0808-5853-792, 070-352-78527. This event is proudly sponsored by Global Horn Industries Limited, manufacturers of high-quality PVC ceilings, beautiful designs and very affordable. Kilometer 10, Benin Sapele Road, Obel Community, after RCC, before the bypass. EDS Paints, manufacturers of quality and durable paints such as Emotion, Glossary, Test Coat Oil Paint, amongst others, located at Kilometer 12, Benin Sapele Road, immediately after the bypass by Ogege Community, as well as Amagba Community, and number 22 at Desua Road, GRA, Benin City. Azagba Mobile Phone World, your one-stop place for your cell phones and accessories at 47 Airport Road at Omega Tron Plaza, Benin City. Edo G's for your certificate of occupancy, land documentation and titles for peace of mind and security of your land and property. 102 Sapele Road, Benin City, Edo State. This program is supported by Honorable Osagbovo Iyoha, Special Advisor to Edo State Governor on Political Matters, Edo South. Ambassador Scott Omo Udu, CEO, Scores Empire, Real Estate and General Contractor Limited. Celebrity Fitness, the right gym to lose weight, stay healthy and keep fit at number 1 Modupe Asemota Close, opposite Trust Fund Building, sharing boundary with House of Tara at Desua, GRA, Benin City. Pastor Chris Evazegbae Egbon, the spoken prophet, General Overseer, God's Forgiveness Deliverance Ministry, 78 Erika Street off Upper Siloko, Uwelu Road, Benin City. Don Alvaro, Spanish wine with a splash of style with uniquely soothing taste for all kind of ceremonies. You can't settle for less. We are located at 37 Forestry Road, Benin City. Named Gas Plants, located at number 51 at Kenswa Street, near Brother Pearl's Nursery and Primary School, Benin City. And Named Gas Filling Plant, 270 Upper St. Xavier Road, between Emota, Ebo Junction, Uwelu, Benin City. Named Gas, affordable anytime. Ball Bank Oil, Oloku, for your unadulterated product, where 1 liter is 1 liter. Located at Oloku, Benin Akure Road, Edo State. Nigeria Automobile Technicians Association, NATA, Edo State Council, 103 New Lagos Road by 3rd Cemetery Junction, Benin City. NATA, keeping Nigeria moving on safe wheels. Ogevik Inter-Business Cooking Gas, dealers of wholesale and retail domestic gas, where gas is not short-filled. We are located along the Benin Ugbowo Lagos Expressway by Igwosa Village, opposite 7-Up Bottling Company, Benin City. Pastor Agbonaima E. Elvis, Senior Pastor, Jesus is One International Ministry for Love and Power, CEO, E&A Ekanas Multimedia. Edo Abroad Educational Services Limited, for 2 to 4 years post-study visa to work and remain. Suite 35, Edo Shopping Plaza, Airport Road, and 133 Agbo Road by Agbo Park, Benin City.
2020, here we go.
NSF Edo 2020, Beyond Sports.
All right, thank you so much. The program is Flipside. We're talking about the side hustle trend. It's not a word we've not heard before. You might not actually know what it means, but that's the topic for today. So if you don't know what it means, you need to hang around and learn. And if you already know what it is about, you might get some more information you need. My name is Daisy Leo Asikidi, and I said I'm going to introduce my guest in a moment. So let's just get right into it and meet my guest. He's a businessman. His name is Ose Ovimo.
Yes.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have to say your name over and over again so that I can get it right. I don't like you when people pronounce my name wrong. I'm like, no, that's not my name and all that stuff. Okay, so the first question I would say, what exactly is a side hustle? And what's a good side hustle? Is it the same thing as another job, a side job? Or some people say they have 2 jobs, they have 5 jobs and all that stuff.
Okay, side hustle is a kind of hustle, or is a kind of business you do outside your paid job.
Okay.
And of course it's different from part-time job, because side hustle is like you're self-employed.
Okay.
You have your own working hours, then you have you decide how much you earn, It's different from part-time job, because part-time job you still have to report to a boss.
Yeah.
So outside your normal working times, you have this extra time you devote for your own personal. I would rather say that side hustle is another form of self-employed. You're not under control of any boss. You have your own working space and your own working time. So you decide when to start, you decide when to close, you decide how much you earn. So not necessarily affecting your main job.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, I actually have someone who presently has a side hustle. He drives as a side hustle. He has his job. He works with one of these medical institutes in Benin.
Yeah.
And then when he's done from work, he turns on his app and starts driving and all that.
Okay.
Okay, so I think I get the
Yeah,
explanation now.
that's side hustle.
Okay, now, would you encourage people to have a side hustle? There's so much going on around us now. We have children being harassed, molested by people around them. The neighbors you leave your kids with are, you hear of cases of sexual abuse. The children are not doing well academically. You're not even available to help them through work. So a lot of things going on in our society. But do you really encourage that we add more work to the work we already are doing?
Well, if we want to take it from that angle, I think that side hustle has its own limitations. First, we have people working in the banking sector. Imagine you go to work from, let's say, 7 a.m., then you come back by 5, 6. Those kind of person cannot really engage in a kind of, inside hustle, because bulk of their work is already taken off. As in the time, their working time is they're already occupied. So I would say that side hustle, sure, I recommend it, but it depends on, the person has to ask himself some questions like, okay, fine. Do I really have time for this side hustle? If it is the kind of job that permits you go to work by 8, then close by 3, 4, you could still do something between 5, 6, 7. Depends on, that's why we said side hustle is one that you have to fix your working time. So you have to, first of all, define the time you're spending for your normal employed job and the little time you have left for the side hustle. So that will determine the kind of side hustle you want to go into.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to be asking you a few of the side hustle ideas you will leave us.
All right.
Because I'm thinking maybe I might need one real soon.
It's
but how could you combine having the side hustle with managing your social life, because some would say this whole side hustle thing is just a fancy word for being a workaholic. So, and when you're a workaholic, that's actually very toxic. You need to rest, you're stressed, and when you have mental stress or physical stress, that comes with all kinds of health issues and all that. So how do you advise someone to manage a side hustle, a real job, and the other aspects of their life?
Oh, okay. Now we're going to take it like this. You first of all need to determine your working times, like when do you start work, when you finish from your normal pay job. Then if you have some time left and you want to do side hustle, then you now have to think of the best side hustle that fits you. You said something about workaholic, fine, we know. But you know that there are some persons that when they are passionate about the job they do with regards to side hustle, they don't really see it as being workaholic. So side hustle can actually be more like passion driven.
Okay.
Yes, passion driven, because for me, I have my own job, I have my own side hustle. So if I see myself doing my side hustle during odd hours, I don't really feel the pain like as if somebody's forcing me, to do it, because it's passion driven. It's in me. So I think that side hustle should be enjoyed. You enjoy doing it, so you won't really have that workaholic attitude, like someone is actually forcing you. Someone is telling you to wake up at odd hours, do this, do that. No, it's like you're working for yourself. I think it should be more about job fulfillment when you are doing side hustle compared to the normal paid job, because normal paid job is something you actually probably to take care of your bills, the normal day-to-day life. But side hustle is something you derive out of passion you have for that thing. So it doesn't necessarily have to make it look like you are being overstressed or you're overworking yourself, because you are doing what you're passionate about. So it's just like singing. Imagine someone that is being employed to work in the music industry, and you could see if that person is not passionate about that job, there will be some laziness in terms of his approach, in taking out, in doing the job. But when you employ someone that is actually passionate about singing, haven't you seen people that love singing? Even while they are cooking, they sing. While they are bathing, they sing. they don't see it as, it's just like it's part of them. So they are passionate about it. So I think for one to actually choose the right side hustle, they should have a way of, they should look inward and check what they are passionate about, so that it doesn't make it look like you're overworking yourself. It's not like you're leaving one job, okay, you're doing one job in the morning that you actually don't like, then you're resting hours, you're doing another job you don't like. So it's like, it makes the whole thing, you know, boring and make you kind of like workaholic. But when you are able to find, you go for your normal job, then during your free time, you're doing what you like, passionate about, you see fulfillment in it.
Okay, so personally, I'm just going to define my own to myself. Side hustle is going to be that job that takes lesser time, lesser energy and gives you extra dough, which we always will need. Okay, so but what are your some of the ideas you could give to us who are already employed and we just need extra money?
Okay.
So what are some of the things we could do apart from Uber and Bolt?
Uber is becoming very common these days.
Yeah, it's so common. Everyone who has a car is driving.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I would say that the first thing is you have to look inward and see what you're passionate about.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like you are leaving one stressful job for another stressful hustle. So you have to look inward, see what you're passionate about. Of course, there are lots of them. There are some persons that like to sit on the computer for a very long number of hours. You get? And while there are some persons that if you ask them to sit in one place, it's a big problem. So you have to look at for your strengths and your weakness. That will decide the kind of side hustle you want to engage in. Yeah. If you're the type that like to sit down, like me, I like to do a lot of calculations. I love it. I love it. So I can sit for hours just doing my thing. And you're like, you're still here. To me, it doesn't look like a burden. It looks like I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So I'm passionate about it. So it should be passion driven. Then it should also be fulfilling. Yeah, that's self-fulfillment. Because no matter what, when you're doing something that your heart is there, your mind is there, even if because there are challenges that comes with side hustle. Okay, you made mention of the dough. Okay, what about, is it all side hustle that actually pays from the onset? No. There are times that every business, side hustle can actually graduate to be a major business. That's one thing. So at first, you might not really get the necessary funds. So if you're not passion driven, you might be discouraged. If you are in for the money and the money is not coming, then you'll be discouraged. You don't even need anybody to talk you out of it. So I can say, you've been doing this thing. Won't you get out of this way? Say, my guy, Alpha, you're right. Oh. Is there any latest? You see, that's why you see some persons jumping from one side hustle. So today you see them selling akara. Tomorrow you see them selling, fish. And next month you see them learning tailoring and fashion design. That is the problem. First, you have to be passion driven, because during the first few years of a side hustle, the money might not be coming. Except you're actually going into the side hustle for immediate money. That's what we're talking about, like the Uber, where you buy for, you do your thing, you know your profit and your loss. But if you're looking at a side hustle that is more like result oriented, having future plans for it, then you really have to work. You have to work and spend more time developing the business before you start talking about the cash. So that's where the passion comes in. Because it's not easy for you to do something and you're not getting money and you still want to do it. So you should be passionate about it, self-fulfilling. Okay, this is what I want to do. Even if I'm paid or I'm not being paid, but this is what I want to do. So, like, we have different type of hustles that, relate to that. For example, you have to look at yourself. Do I like sitting? Then we have a lot of graphic designers now, all over, that likes, these are people that like numbers, they like colors, they like painting, sit down. So lots of them. And for me, a Forex trader, Forex trading for me is also a side hustle, and it's something I'm also passionate about, because I like the chart, I like to sit down, I just like to do something, that gives me joy. And I've been passionate about it. That's why for this number of years, for close to 12 years, I've been trading, But that 12 years doesn't necessarily mean that I have actually made money, no.
Cashing out, yeah.
You get? So that's why I talk about passion. I've been it. Okay, I've been doing this thing over and over again. In fact, I've been persecuted. I have been laughed at. This thing you're doing is not working. It's not working. But there's this thing about passion. I was passionate about it. I just knew that, okay, fine, someday I'm going to, because then I was actually doing it in my bedroom. I was like, I'm going to grow up one day and have an office, Even while I wasn't doing well as a trader. Yes, that was a dream. That was more like a side hustle. But as time goes on, I actually have an office. So when I talk to people or some of my students that I relate with, I tell them that to be successful in anything you do, side hustle, main job, and more especially side hustle, you have to be passionate about it. Passion first, then the money will come later.
Interesting. Okay, I already have an idea of what I want to do. But I think I want 2 different side hustles. Can I have more than one?
For how would I put it now? To be effective, because no matter how you're trying to make it look like you have like 1 to 3 different hustles in mind, your mind knows where the real one. Out of it, if I ask you to arrange them in scale of preference, you like the 2 ahead. So if you don't feel one is overlapping the other, fine. Why not? You can engage in both.
Interesting.
But you must be passion driven. That is it. Passion driven. Because side hustle doesn't pay from the onset. More especially when you have plans of developing it into a very big business. You must be passion driven to skate through.
Okay. So yeah, side hustle could actually start as a passion, something you're just fooling around with. It could actually start like that, but if you're consistent, it can become something bigger.
Yes.
You said something about Forex.
Yes.
I and many others listening do not even know what that is about. We might have heard it on business news and seen it on newspapers, but we don't have in-depth understanding about it. And please, can you help us understand what that's about and how that can be a hustle?
The foreign exchange market is the largest financial market in the world. But let me give you a little story. While I was growing up as a child, once it is 9:45 p.m. during the NTA news, my dad is done with the news, everybody go and sleep, you know. Then they'll say business in this one doesn't concern him. So it was when I grew up, I started trying to pay attention to business news. Then actually, the Forex market is a very big market, worth about $5 trillion US. Wow. And it controls the global market. It's 24 hours. Market starts from Australia, then goes to New Zealand, then goes to Japan, Asia. From Asia comes to Europe, Europe comes to America. So you see how it moves, 24 hours. Fine. It's a very simple thing, where you look out for the right time to buy a particular currency when it's cheap, and you sell when it has gone up. So we've had a lot of issues regarding to Bitcoin now. You see people saying, Bitcoin was around, as at last year or last 2 years, it was over $20,000 per one Bitcoin. And it started from $1. Now look at it. Demand and supply pushes price up. This crude oil we're talking about, this crude oil we're talking about, is also traded in the Forex market. You know. So you should, being a trader as kind of like a side hustle, you should be able to know when this price is actually going up, when it's coming down, when to buy, when to sell. So for every businessman, you buy when products are cheap, right? I'll come to your shop and add little change on top to make profit. So that's how the Forex market is.
Okay. Bitcoin, you were saying it said at $1, and they were now selling one Bitcoin for $20,000.
For $20,000 before.
Why did I buy since?
Has its information. and probably the information. Okay, now look at it. I always tell people that for whatever business that you want to get into, even the side hustle has its own educational aspect of it. So you must be educated. It's not something you just wake up in the morning and just go to YouTube and learn, and the next thing you start fixing up your business and say, I'm a Forex trader, or I'm a graphic designer, or I'm into internet marketing, or I'm a page manager, or anything, something influencer and all that. No, there are processes involved. Even in the side hustles, there are mentors. Yes. You must know people in that business that are doing well, so that when you're facing challenges, see, let's not relegate this thing, side hustle, like one simple thing. Because big business are actually built from side hustle. Big business, big brands. Because if you look at it, not everybody just woke up one morning to become an entrepreneur. No, it all started from somewhere. You do your normal job, then you have the side hustle, then you develop it, and somewhere along the line, it becomes big, and you feel that what you're earning from here is bigger than what you're getting from here. Then you make a choice. After all, I am passion driven, and I'm already fulfilling my destiny here. So what's the point serving someone? So side hustle can be big. Like for example, when I started trading the Forex market, fine, it was a side hustle at one point. But at a time, I've learned my lessons. I've seen mentors, I've seen people doing well, I've seen a lot of persons doing well in the business. I have a personal mentor that I actually learned the business. So I said for 12 years, I was actually learning that side hustle. So at some point now I felt like, okay, this side hustle is good enough to be a business. So no more side hustle, let's do this thing full time. So that's how side hustle can migrate from a small business to something big.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, in this forex you just said,
yes,
that's not like the only side of it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm beginning to get interested in this one. How do you get clients?
Okay. The truth is, the foreign exchange market is not one that you really need clients to survive. Yes. What you just need is money in your account for you to do your buying and selling. You are not different from, it's just like, have you ever asked yourself this question? All these guys are into bureau de change, how do they make their money? You go there, you give them naira. You give them dollars, they give you naira. They profit from that fluctuation. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's be clear. 2007, what was the exchange rate? It was around 135, 130, 145, 150 dollars naira per dollar. Then fast forward to 2020, right? What's the exchange rate? 365. Okay, imagine you were actually living in Nigeria with 1,000 naira, $1,000, and the exchange rate at that time was 150. Let's take that, and that means that you took 150,000 to the guy, the Aboki man, and he gave you $1,000. Then you traveled out of Nigeria to US. Then you came back in 2020 with that same $1,000, and they are giving you 365K. What happened? Okay, more money. Good. Two things actually affected the currency. That's what we talk about, the fundamentals aspect of it, which is the news. Because during the time you were away, there were change in power, political power, a lot of economic activities that really didn't favor the naira while you were away, and some technical analysis involved. So now you're making more money. Actually, what you just did is that you just partook in the foreign exchange market. You have domiciliary account and you want to save like $1,000, fine, you're actually hedging against the future, because tomorrow if exchange rate decides to come to $1 to 1 naira, it affects the money you have in your dom account. But if tomorrow it becomes 1 million to 1 naira, it also affects, you know, the dollar you have in your account. So the only difference between a foreign exchange trader and those guys, bureau de change, those aboki, is that they have a physical location, they are doing their own see me, I see you. It's not liquidity, unlike the foreign exchange market that is liquid, where you have to put your money, it looks like numbers. If I want to explain this to myself, I tell them, of what use is you get an alert, they send you 20,000. You might not value it, you might just 20,000 alert, because why? It's liquid. But when you get to the bank,
and
you're holding it. So I tell people, giving somebody physical cash and do transfer, which one is easier? They say transfer because you're not emotional about it, because it's liquid. Yeah, that is it. That's the major problem a lot of traders have. Because the money is liquid, they can do whatever they like with it. But if you have the physical cash, I said, okay, Alpha, give me 20,000. You have to think about all the problems associated with that money before releasing it. So these are some of the issues. Of course, the forex market is profitable, big time. There was a time Sanusi said that he can sit in his garden, you know, making billions through forex. Fine. That's because he already have the knowledge while he was a CBN, you know, governor and all that. So it's a hustle. So he said in his garden, that's a side hustle. You sit there in your garden and, you know, you do 1 or 2 transactions and you make more money. So that's it. But the truth is, to actually be a successful trader in terms of, with regards to the foreign exchange market, you have to learn. Learning is very important. You need to find a profitable mentor that is in the business for long and have proven records. Now, you said, how do we get clients? You don't need clients. You don't need clients. All you need is your money there in your account. You trade with it. That you bring, it's not multi-level marketing that you have to say, okay, fine, you have to bring 1 or 2 clients to push up the ladder. Nobody's pushing you. Your money, the money you have there in your account is what you use to do your trading, and that's it. So it's not necessarily getting clients per se. What we actually advocate for is to tell people to learn to adopt the right skill when it comes to foreign exchange trading. Every business is risky, even the foreign exchange market is also risky. But if you are guided by the right knowledge and the right mentor, then there will be no issue at all.
Okay. We're talking about the side hustle trend. Many people have a side hustle, some have multiple side hustles apart from their main job. And I've also learned today that your part-time job is not the same thing as a side hustle, because when it comes to having a side hustle, you don't have a boss that you submit to. What makes it a side hustle is that you are the boss of your own self. You determine the amount of time you spend, you determine how much sacrifice you're willing to give. No one commands you. And there's several things you can do as a side hustle. I personally, from this discussion, have picked up to Forex is not one of them. Yes, don't get me wrong. Given that I was asking a lot of questions about that, but I've picked up to, maybe I'll share them later. But we'll go on a break quickly. When we come back, we'll talk some more about this.
Unchangeable sacrifice. Jesus, 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 that man of Galilee.
It's another time of divine encounter.
Yes, another time of refreshing.
It is Galilee Experience 2020. Courtesy Independent Television and Radio in conjunction with Divine Grace of Glory Church International.
Hallelujah!
This program, under the chairmanship of the Holy Spirit, will feature ITV Blessed Voices, Divine Grace of Glory Church Mass Choir, various gospel artists, and choir competition by different denominations with a star prize of 42-inch plasma television.
Glory!
Ministry with Signs and Wonders. Pastor P.R.A. of Baseki, General Overseer, Divine Grace of Glory Church International, and host Galilee Experience 2020.
Theme, Wonderful Jesus. Readers are Apostle God's Time Oshodi, General Overseer, Grace Chapel International, Apostle Barrister Goodwill D.N. Ibizube, Senior Pastor, Savior Apostolic Grace Mission, Chairman, The Great Christian Festival, and CEO, Good Angel Safe Properties Limited, Pastor Benson Ogieraki, General Overseer, Star of Grace Ministry, and Proprietor, Star of Grace Academy, Pastor Agonaima E. Elvis, Senior Pastor, Jesus is One International Ministry of Love and Power, and CEO, E&A Ekenas Multimedia, Reverend Ambassador J.A. Okowili, J.P., Ph.D., FCIPDM, District Superintendent, Assemblies of God Nigeria, Edo District, Evangelist Hope Essie, General Overseer, Girls Abiding Word and Power Assembly, Apostle Iroyo Esosa Martins, Prime Minister, Hope of Glory Prayer Force Ministry, Benin City, Apostle Dr. Emmanuel Chinemenem Njose, Senior Pastor, City of Peace Ministry International Incorporated, aka Guardian of Peace, Bishop Dr. Francis Edogun, Prophetic Professor, General Overseer, Founder, God's Royal Restoration Assembly International Incorporated, Senior Prophet Alfred Ihenede, aka God Messenger, Senior Pastor, God's Family Pillar of Fire Ministry International Incorporated, aka Pillar of Fire City.
Date, Monday 13th April 2020.
Time, 8 a.m.
Venue, Divine Grace of Glory Headquarters, Idunga Town, off Benin Aushi Road, after Egba Junction. Experience the Galilee Experience with us.
Okay, so while the break was on, I was talking about my side hustle, and it's giving me tips, but I will not share it with you. Last week I gave you all a free idea because we talked about the internet, social media, and all that stuff, and then I gave you all free ideas on how to make an application that would help censor unrequested messages, nude pictures, unnecessary hello, hi, have you eaten, when someone is repeating themselves every time they chat you up. You can make an app that can clean all of that from your phone so it doesn't get to you. But today I'm not going to tell you what I want to use to make money. Since I don't have computer head, you can take that one for free. So I have a say in the house with me talking about the side hustle thing. Now, most of the side hustles seem to be something that involves being an entrepreneur.
Okay.
You want to have a side hustle as a farmer, you want to have a side hustle as a tailor, you want to make hair on the side. Okay, no, you don't want to make hair, you want to make creams. After all, every woman now seems to be talking organic hair cream. Your hair will be longer if you use organic, your skin will be smoother if you use organic lotion. Everything is becoming organic now. So want to learn how to make cream. Everything seems to tend towards being an entrepreneur. And there's nobody in this world, I don't think there's anyone who doesn't want to be rich. And also, every millionaire in the world, in dollars and naira, name it, are all entrepreneurs. They don't work for nobody, they are own bosses. So I want to ask, is everyone entrepreneurial?
No.
No.
Bad
news.
Capital no. Because I think this thing has a lot to do with temperaments.
Okay.
Yeah, temperaments. And naturally, we would say that choleric, they always like to, there are some temperaments that like to be the boss. They don't, right from day one. In fact, they are in charge. They don't have this, they don't fancy this, I must work with this, or I must work for this person, or I must, they don't like to take orders. Yeah. That's why I said it's temperamental. Why there are some set of persons that are more like, they are born to serve. Yes. It's not like they are mediocre or something, but they have this natural, it's inbuilt, it's born in them. It's kind of like inborn. They are born to serve. So when you say, there are some persons that cannot actually manage business, even if you give them 10 billion naira. Not because they lack the business know-how, but it's more like temperamental. For example, it takes a lot to be a boss. You have to, it takes a lot to be a boss. You have to learn to make decisions. You have to learn.
Under pressure.
Yes, under pressure, you have to learn to absorb the pressure. Not everybody's born to do that. So you're not going to tell me that you have some staff that are misbehaving. At the end of the day, you like the guys that are cool, born to serve. Leave him. So those kind of things affect business on the long run. So everybody's not born to be an entrepreneur. It has to be. It's more like temperamental. There are some persons that are naturally born to be this. So when you see them doing business, like for me, while I was growing up, I always loved to be on my own right from time. Always like to do my thing. I like my space. Wake up my time. I remember my dad would always tell me, this boy, you're too lazy. Because I'm always more like, my team. So somehow I discovered that, okay, fine, it's my temperament. And okay, let me channel this into another level. So there are some persons that are not everybody is going to be an entrepreneur. That's the fact. So it's not left for you to look inward to see if this thing is for me. Because every business, being side hustle, comes because you have to be the one to call the shot. And if you fail tomorrow, all the blame will also come to you. So there's a lot that has to be involved with it. In terms of personality, in terms of taking decisions, in terms of the present challenges and all that, you have to be on top of your game. So everybody's not born to be an entrepreneur.
Okay. And now, this whole talk about side hustling, don't you think it's going to have a way of affecting your career, the main job you're doing? Because many of the side hustles do not even relate to the exact thing we do for a living.
Okay.
I mean, I'm talking about, I'm a journalist, and I'm talking about a side hustle that involves making dresses. It doesn't really relate. Or a side hustle that involves making nails for people. How does it blend? So, won't there be conflict of interest? And then we want to create more jobs, not to make people lose jobs.
Okay. In that case, that's why I said, before you choose a side hustle, you should be passionate about it. Passion driven has a lot to do with the results. For example, you're working in the bank and you want to go into fashion. They don't relate. They are two different words.
Very different.
Two different words. So if you want to progress in terms of side hustle, let it be first. Actually, let's even put it, how many of us do love the job we do? Now that's the first question. Do I really love my job? Or is it because of the fact that I have some immediate needs I need to solve? I got some bills to pay. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because if you open the space up for everybody to choose what they really want to do, you see that 80% of persons are not satisfied where they are. Yes. They love, it's just because of the economy, fine, man must survive mentality. And so let me just take it, it doesn't matter. You see, a lot of teachers, do people really like to teach? No, let's be realistic. So when you're doing, I've seen some persons that they are passionate about teaching. I have a friend, so passionate. In fact, while we were in school, he was teaching. While we graduated, he was teaching. NYC was teaching. Even now, he's still teaching. Wow. So I have come to realize that, okay, fine. Even if I try to recommend other business for him, he doesn't fit in. So I now discovered, okay, fine, this guy, this guy is just born to impact. I don't want to use the word born to be a teacher, but he's born to impact. He loves it. He's passionate about it. Be making your dollars. I'm okay here. Now, part of his side hustle is, okay, fine, he's teaching in a private school. Part of his side hustle is that at the end of the day, he does extramural lessons. He gets children that he teach for the weekend. So you see that his passion is directly related to his side hustle. So at that level, there is no conflict of interest. It's what you stop doing in the morning, you continue in the afternoon. But when it's like you have to be in an organization, for example, let's say you're a computer scientist and you leave your place of work, you're working in a computer institute, and you come home and you still continue from there. That is, your side hustle is related to using the use of computers and all that to make money. It doesn't overlap. It's still the same system. But when it's like you leave your place of work and you come home to sew, they don't relate. Are you getting it now? So that is where that word workaholic comes into play. So you must ensure that your side hustle, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur or whatever the case may be, you must ensure that you have passion for what you do. Then your side hustle should be more of your passion, because irrespective of the job you're doing, one day they might say, we don't like your face, go home. So you have something to fall back to. So that's my opinion on this issue.
Thank you, yourself, for being with us on the show today. I've had fun, I've learned a lot, and I'm going to learn some more even after the show ends. I'm not letting him go just yet. And we still have a documentary for you, about 3 minutes documentary on something for your skin, your hair. You know, that's one thing I like. So I have a documentary all put together. But this time it's not shea butter, no, it's not cucumber, it's not how to mix fruit as your face mask or any of these things, but it's about a local Maggi, local spin. Some people call it Iru, some people call it Dada, some people call it Evarie in Benin. So it depends on what your language call it, and the benefits of it, how it affects your body, and why you should introduce it to your food. I'm Daisy Leo Asikiri, and personally today, even if you've not picked anything, a side hustle is not a part-time job. You're your own boss, and when you're passionate about something, you will know how to manage it. And if you're diligent at it, eventually it might kill your main job. It's true, and become your main job. And it's even all the better because usually it's about passion. So have fun picking a choice for yourself that will not affect your job just yet, but maybe it will later. More money is what we encourage while balancing the other aspects of your life. Let's have the documentary on Europe. All right, I'm so sad right now. I'm feeling really, really upset. There's no sound in that documentary. I promise you, next week you would have it, the full documentary, Hero. Please, I apologize for that technical hitch. But we're going to go right now. Whatever your hustle is, be passionate about it, make money, and balance your life.